Hi, I'm Hayden Blankley of the Barrier Dragons, and this is my story.
At forward, number 11, Hayden Blankley.
I was born in Sydney, Australia, to a Chinese mother. Grew up and was raised in Tianjin, and an English father. I'm an only child, so no siblings. It's just me and my parents are pretty close knit, and we spent all my life up until college in Sydney. And every year, when I was little, my mom and I, and sometimes my dad would come with us. We would go visit China to see my mom's family, because all of my mom's family is in China, in Tianjin. So, we would spend a lot of Chinese New Year there. Personally, my mom makes the best fried dumplings in the world, in my opinion. I'm a huge fan of mooncakes, as mentioned earlier. I remember a few Chinese New Years we went and celebrated on this like little beach ocean thing that was frozen at the time, and like we skated on it kind of, and people like released these, I don't know what they're called in Chinese, but these little like kite things that fly up into the air, and it's like a little Chinese tradition. We did that one year with my mom and her parents. So originally, I didn't first start playing basketball. First two sports I played, my mom really wanted me to get into tennis, and then back in Australia though, I started to take up rugby. I really enjoyed playing rugby. I was looking to take it to the next level and maybe pursue it.
So when he started playing basketball, it was a new adventure to both his mother and I. A child playing basketball, and he's made his mother and I very proud how far he's gone now, and of course he's making his career.
Like that say, everything you lay hand on, you will be doing good. And trust yourself more. Be brave.
My first coach, Mr. Said, Michael Said, still a friend of mine today. He's walking around the playground at school, and that none of the teachers and the coaches know anyone that play basketball in Australia. So he's really just looking for people who are tall at the time. And obviously, I was pretty tall in 7th grade, year 7. I had to be around like 6'2", maybe 6'1" or 2. I had a growth spurt like in maybe the 9th, 10th grade. That got me closer to where I am now. But started in high school, and then a year or two of that, I was getting recognized to play for my state, and I got the opportunity to play for my state. A year or two after that, I was looking at making the next jump, which was ending high school and going to. There's no real next level in Australia, so a lot of the guys ending high school in Australia pursue their basketball journey in college in the U.S. So I went and played in an AAU tour in America with an Australian team, and I was lucky enough. I committed there, and I went there for 3 years, and we were a Division II team, but we challenged for the national title like every year. I like to say that we were better than a good amount of Division I teams. So yeah, we challenged for a Division II title every year. Actually, my sophomore year, we made the Division II national championship game.
In games where we scored 164 and 158, and then it's Mackey guarding Williams. Harris, no, but Chris Blankley goes up.
But yeah, I did 3 years at West Texas A&M, and actually I was contacted by Coach Billy Tomlinson. He's Australian, and I'm Australian. Once I think through word of mouth, an old coach of mine, Robbie McKinley, once he found out, or when he let them know I was of Chinese descent, I'm half Chinese, and so once they found that out, they were pretty active in trying to get me on the team. Being the youngest player in this team is definitely a learning experience. It challenges me to grow up and be a little bit mature than I want to be. I'm 22, I still want to be a bit of a child, but especially now, I've definitely been challenged to be more mature and grow mentally. But I enjoy it. I embrace the challenge. I still find time to be a bit of a child around the guys. and embrace my youth, but being around an older group of guys and being in a setting where I'm almost forced to be mature is, I think, it's good for my growth as a player. So, yeah.
Blankley, who delivers the first basket of this quarterfinal. Blankley lights it up. Blankley now has 45 points.
All my teammates were just motivating me throughout the game, because my previous career high this season was like 17. I hadn't touched 20 yet, and so once I got to around 15, 16, you know, Miles, Glenn were like telling me, okay, go for 20, be aggressive. Then I got to 20, and then it was the same thing, get to 30, get to 40, and I really want to give the credit to my teammates because they were the ones finding me, the ones motivating me and keeping me, making sure I stayed aggressive. But yeah, it was an unreal experience, especially to have it in the quarterfinals, and I knew my parents were watching. That was like the most exciting thing for me, was knowing that I was able to put on a show for my parents back home. They were unable this year to come out and watch me play.
My parents are probably crying right now watching this game.
I wasn't even happy for myself, I was happy for them, knowing that they get to finally experience a good game from me. Miles never failed to make a friend with like everyone on the team. The main experience I remember is the little charity reach out we did. I think it's called Gentle Hands, the orphanage, and that was life-changing for me. I had a great time there, and having him organize that, I think, says a lot about his character. You know, it was just a fun experience. You know, all the guys that we had there from the team did a great job, and Miles was the one leading the show. But yeah, back to Kobe. He's older than me by a few months, but he's my little brother. I think he's my little brother. But our relationship on the floor is you know, because we both know that we're young. We came from a similar like background with college. You know, our last year we played in Division II. We're both young. We definitely challenge each other on the court. Our relationship is like very competitive. Like in games, sometimes we'll go at each other because we know we want each other to be better. But then off the court, we forget about whatever argument or disagreement we had on the floor, and we're pretty close off the court. I enjoy it in the Philippines a lot. I grew up around a lot of Filipinos, so it's something I'm used to. Just everyone's accent's the same as my friends from back home. Like my friend group back home is a lot of Filipino guys. I played with a lot of Filipino guys. But here in Manila, I love it. I love the crowd. The fans are, you know, they go for who they go for, but it just creates an environment that's so fun to play in, regardless of who they go for. And then off the court, they're like one of the most friendly people I've met. Super friendly. They'll always say hi. Always have a smile. Some of the happiest people in the world, to be honest. I really love the game. I want to be involved in basketball somewhere or another once I'm finished. Whether that's, I could see myself coaching, maybe back home where I grew up, or maybe, you know, I've heard Glenn talk about it. I know Andrew's doing it, like opening it. If I get the chance to open a gym back where I grew up and, you know, provide a platform for like Chinese players in Australia, like myself, to make it out and just help them in their development. That's a goal of mine for sure.